So in this video, I found this tour of the upstairs that we did after we cleaned up, but right before they did drywall. And since we are so close in the videos to being finished with upstairs, I thought it might be a good look at what we didn't start with, but what we were at about halfway through. But I want you to pay attention to the condition of the floors because while not good, they're clean. And after drywall, they were terrible. I guess it's ignorance on my part that I assumed professional drywallers cleaned up after themselves or tried not to make a mess. In fact, when we talked to this man before his crew did the drywall, he said they cleaned up after themselves. Because that's one of my things is I hate drywall dust. So if I was going to have to clean the drywall dust up anyway, I would just do the drywall myself. But he assured me they cleaned up after themselves. That was not the case at all. They pretty much destroyed the floor. And maybe it was ignorance on my part. Maybe I should have known to put paper down on the floor and to protect the floor since we were going to refinish it. But I didn't. And lesson learned, because when they did downstairs, before they drywall get done downstairs, I did put paper down to protect the floor. But that's a whole another story. But yeah, I was not happy about that. And the floor is not perfect by any means, but if you'll notice in the next video what the floor looks like after they drywall, it's a mess. It's a mess, to say the least. Even there was even drywall mud on the windows, and several windows had to be scraped because there was drywall. It was almost like they had a drywall mud fight and threw mud at each other. Yeah, I was very unhappy, to say the least, and started not to use that same drywall crew to do the downstairs. But my husband assured me that we didn't have time to find another drywall crew and that they did an okay job. There were other things that I was not real happy about with the drywall, but in the end, it worked out. It just meant more work for me whenever it came to doing the floors, redoing the wood floors. But yeah, I thought this video was pretty interesting and that you all might having a look back at where we were at before we put the drywall up. Big change, huge change after drywall. It just lightened everything up. I didn't realize how dark the wood walls were and how dark they made the house, but thought I would show you this video, and thanks for watching.
Well, the drywallers are still working on it, but they've got a good start. So they've got it all hung. They've got a few coats of the mud and tape on. And so downstairs still looks like this. Upstairs is just about ready for paint. Let's go on up and see what it looks like. When we first bought this house, this stairwell had a hole through the roof right there, and the ceiling was falling in. So got a new roof on the house to stop that, and we repaired that ceiling, so it looked pretty good. And so here's what we're looking like so far. House built in the 1930s. It's kind of debatable whether it's 1934 or 1932. But for the upstairs, it's the first time it's had sheetrock throughout. even in the closets. Hope I'm not making you too dizzy. That made me a little bit dizzy. So this room is Lisa's studio. So once it's all said and done, she'll be spending a lot of time in here working on various projects, arts and crafts, painting, whatever she finds to enjoy. And then we have a guest bedroom. Massive guest bedroom, by the way. That's pretty huge. There'll be room for a whole family in this room. Working fireplace. Small closet. Not much more than a coat closet, but if we organize it right, there should be plenty of room for clothes. And then we have a master bedroom, which is not as big as that guest bedroom. I kind of wanted to make the big room the master bedroom, but we don't need anything bigger than this. It's about 15 by 15. Should be a nice sized bedroom. This should be my closet. And then in the master bedroom, have the only access to the master bathroom. And there'll probably be a bathtub here. Toilet. On this wall we'll have 2 sinks. Double vanity. And this little room is going to be Lisa's walk-in closet. The queen of the house. She should have plenty of storage for any clothing items she would like to put in here. She gets the only closet with a light. And then we have a guest bathroom, which we're going to have a full-size shower right here. Right beside the shower, we'll have a toilet and a sink. It's a little on the small side, but it'll do. It'll do. And that's pretty much the entire second floor drywall. Although there is a little bit back here on the sunroom, if I can get to it. Around these windows, they had to put some in. Most of the beadboard will stay. Again, we haven't patched up this yet, but Lisa's push button switches that she likes. And the only room they have to hang a little bit more, the laundry room. We just got a little bit more material that came in today, so they've got a little bit more to finish up. And that's about it.